Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the East Norriton Township Board of Supervisors to order. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start with the roll call, please.
Matthew Brand, Chief of Police.
Krista Heinrich, Township Engineer.
Cindy King, Finance Director.
Jeff Winterbottom, Assistant Manager. Bob Hart, Township Consultant.
Alex Baumler, Township Solicitor.
Kevin McDevitt, Supervisor.
Sam McCoy, Supervisor. Joe Gavanis, Supervisor.
And Laura Rivera, Supervisor and Chairperson of the Board. Tonight, we'll start the agenda with discussion on the appointment of a new Township Supervisor to fill the vacancy recently left by Dennis DeSanta, who is in the audience this evening. Would anyone like to make a nomination?
I will make a nomination. I will nominate Patricia Mark to fill the new supervisor role.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Supervisor Jones and Supervisor Devitt. Any other nominations? Any questions? And for the benefit of the public, the township staff did advertise, as we had at our last public meeting, that this vacancy on the board was available. We had a number of outstanding applicants. We interviewed a number of those and have considered that very carefully. So given that there has only been one nomination this evening, I think it's time we vote on that nomination. So all in favor of appointing Patricia Mark to the role of East Norriton Township Supervisor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Or the appointment is made. So, congratulations, Ms. Mark. Excited to have you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, we're mood lighting this evening. Yeah. I was wondering, and I'm like, oh, is it really already? Mark, can you flip the switch? Please don't say I don't know what
Look at the other one.
I don't know.
Last call.
I took the whole down when I left.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Judge Alvarado, would you like to do the honors of swearing in?
Sure.
New
Yay!
There we go. That was one.
Wow, lights on.
There we go.
We got the top on.
Straight and trace and then raise your right hand, so put your left hand on. Excuse me, so repeat after me. I, Patricia Mark,
Patricia Mark,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of Township Supervisor
of Township Supervisor
in East Norriton Township,
in East Norriton Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can we do the photos?
Yeah, we should do photos first and then we'll do it. We'll come up with the photos. The judge can have it before you get some cheese. How do you want to do this? Yeah, that's right. Jeez. How do you do something with your family up here with the judge? too?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
that?
More photos. Okay, sorry. And we also have the honor tonight swearing in some new fire police. Chief McDevitt, do you want to introduce that, or?
Well, I'll let Mark decide. You have the names, right, Mark?
Yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah, we'll start with
in
that.
no particular order.
Yeah, no order.
Nicholas Traveling. All right, come on up.
Why don't you get your brother? Hold that one. Thank you, sir. Okay. Someone's got to pick from this.
Raise your hand, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Nicholas Traveling,
I, Nicholas Traveling,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of fire police officer
of fire police officer
in East Norton Township,
in East Norton Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Next is Joshua.
Rick, what do you like, the dead mother or what?
He's gonna go himself.
Raise your hand. I, Joshua, repeat after me, I, Joshua Guerreri,
I, Joshua Greer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of fire police officer
of fire police officer
in East Norton Township,
in East Norton Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Yeah. Thursday. All right, and I have a John Moser. Repeat after me. I, John Moser,
I, John Moser,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of fire police officer
of fire police officer
in East Norton Township,
in East Norton Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Thank you, Judge Alcano.
When everyone is up for pick? Yeah, sure. That's all going to come up? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Since the fire come on this side, you're on the side.
I'd like to again congratulate our newest member of the board, Patricia Mark, and also thank and congratulate our new fire police for the service that they will provide to her, all of you for the service that we will provide to the township. I'd like to announce that we had an executive session prior to this meeting, excuse me, to discuss matters of labor and real estate. And then I'd like to start with the approval of the regular meeting minutes of August 26th, 2025. So, fellow supervisors, you excused, Ms. Mark, have everyone read the minutes, had any questions, concerns, corrections? Okay. Would anyone like to put that approval into motion?
Will we accept the minutes?
Thank you, Vice Chair Coleman.
I'll second.
Thank you, Supervisor Cabanas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Citizens to be heard. Anyone would like to make any public comments before we get the official agenda? There'll be another opportunity at the end if you think of anything. Okay. Comments by the Board of Supervisors.
I just wanted to welcome, I know we're supposed to say Patricia, but I want to welcome Patty Mark to the Board of Supervisors. Looking forward to doing some great work.
I'll second that.
Yeah. I don't think so ever second or third anything. Okay, we'll start with old business.
Old business, ordinance 608, amending chapter 126 massage parlors. I would like to call on our township solicitor, Alex Ballmer. This ordinance.
Close enough.
It's Ballmer, right?
Baumler.
Ballmer, okay.
Okay.
Commonly mispronounced. Sorry. So tonight before you, supervisors, is a cleanup to an ordinance that you had approved and adopted in June of this year, which regulates massage parlors and massage therapists, requires licensing, background checks, and application fees, and also allows for inspections. In putting the ordinance into reality, after conversations between myself and the zoning and code officers, we kind of noticed that there was a discrepancy in the sense that because the state licenses massage therapists, we didn't originally have criminal background checks for when they would come into East Norton to apply for the license to get approval to operate within your jurisdictional boundaries. Now, at the same time, we also in the ordinance had alternative therapists have to go through this process. So when we were putting together the actual application documents, we kind of said, well, look, there could be the discrepancy where a massage therapist has a state license, but that license and application and background check hasn't been conducted in years. So we just wanted to make sure that at the same time that everybody was putting in applications for the actual establishment and for their license individually to practice within East Norton, that we just wanted to have a current background check. So the amendment before you tonight literally just mirrors the requirements that were there for the alternative therapists and adds it in for massage therapists. That's it in a nutshell.
We had voted to advertise this amendment a month or two ago.
Correct, it was probably advertised in advance of this meeting.
Anybody have any questions?
I just have one question. So I noticed that on Germantown Pike and Penn Square Road, there was a massage therapist, and now there are facial massage. Does that also cover under this ordinance? Or?
It would probably fall into that category, which I keep calling alternative therapists.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Now, just as a practical thought on this, once this is passed, we go out to, because they've already opened, we go out to them and they have a certain time period to
get up to speed
Understood.
with our ordinances. So
Yeah.
we'll know a lot more
Yeah.
about them when,
It just seemed like we passed the ordinance and then they changed their name.
yeah.
So it's just, I was just curious about that.
And that's why we're trying to capture all the loopholes here.
Yeah.
Anyone who want to put that into the form of motion?
I'll put that in the form of motion.
Second.
Thank you. Supervisor Bennett, Vice Chair Coleman, Vice Chair Coleman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. New business.
Authorization to sell a decommissioned police vehicle. I think we've been here before. I'd like to call on Police Chief Matt Brannon to tell us about this item.
Thank you, Supervisor Cabanas. The police department is seeking permission to sell a decommissioned police vehicle. It is a 2015 Ford Explorer with 134,531 miles. It is currently in need of a water pump and repair, which they're estimating it to be about $4,000 to repair it. The vehicle runs rough and needs a driver's seat being replaced. As such, we're asking the board's permission to place this vehicle on municipal bid in an attempt to sell it.
Any questions? No, let's get what we can for it. My opinion. Anyone want to put that into a motion?
I'll put that in form of motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries.
Okay, next item on the agenda is authorize the cancellation of the prior financial director's treasurer bond. I'd like to call on our financial director, Cindy King.
Thank you, Supervisor McDevitt. This is actually very simple. My treasurer's bond has been approved, but it will be released upon cancellation of the prior treasurer's bond. So what we're asking is that the board authorize the cancellation of the previous treasurer's bond.
For the benefit of the public, can you explain what the treasurer's bond is?
Sure. The treasurer's bond is basically, in simplistic terms, an insurance policy to ensure that the treasurer doesn't abscond with money.
Very important.
And if they should do that, it is covered. It's the insurance policy that covers that.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone want to put that into a form of motion?
I'll put that in form of motion.
Thank you, Vice Chair Coleman. Second.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Supervisor McDevitt. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries.
Next item on the agenda, resolution number 2915, waiver of land development. I'd like to call upon our township engineer, Kristen Heinrich, to review this item.
Thank you, Vice Chair Coleman. We have an application for a waiver of land development for 123 West Germantown Pike. This is a mixed-use commercial building next to the shopping center, Panera. The proposal is to have a restaurant, and there's some minor restriping of the parking lot. So staff has reviewed their application and plans, and we're recommending a waiver of land development, condition that they would still need a grading permit. The applicant is here, if you have any questions like that.
And this is the, you have the old massage place on the corner of Penn Square. Next to that, you remember that kind of different shaped building? You used to have a flower shop on the bottom floor.
Denise's Flowers was where
Yeah.
it was, and then,
Yeah.
okay, so that's the property, right?
That's the property.
Yeah.
And it's a restaurant that's being proposed, and they needed some, to make it a full-fledged restaurant, they needed to do some work to go there, but.
And instead of a multi-unit property, it will be just a single restaurant.
No, I think the second floor would have some other uses.
Oh, okay.
But it hasn't been used in quite a while. This was we've been working with the applicant for a while through this process, so we're looking forward to it.
And I guess you're doing an extensive renovation in that property.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, just as take this opportunity, it's a personal question. Is this a relation to the White Yak in Roxborough?
Oh, yes.
I've eaten there.
That's
Very good.
Yeah.
Rick's Apple on Roxbury.
Yes, this is going to be our second location.
Yes, it's, I can speak to that very good.
I can as well.
Yeah, no, kids
It's
are good.
excellent.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to bring my kids there, and now I don't have to go as far. So,
Yes.
so I'm looking forward to it.
Very good.
And it's always good to have another restaurant.
Yes, yes, yes.
And as our township engineers have reviewed everything and attested that it makes sense. Any other questions? Anyone want to move to pass that resolution?
I will move that we pass that resolution.
Thank you, Vice Chair Coleman.
I'll second.
Thank you, Supervisor Vanas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries.
Okay, next item. Accept Patricia Marks' resignation from the Vacancy Board and the Human Relations Commission. So she's been busy. I'd like to call on our Township Consultant Bob Hart to just briefly tell us about this item.
Yes, thank you, Supervisor Giovanis. This is really just a formality. Mrs. Mark being appointed, she can't be on the vacancy board. The Human Relations Commission, that's something we can talk about going forward, what she wants as far as going forward. But for now, we thought it best to have Mrs. Mark resign, and you, in a coming meeting, the entire five of you will have to appoint a vacancy board member, which only serves in a rare and unfortunate situation where one of you resigned, there's four of you, and you could not agree on a candidate, then the vacancy board would cast the time vote, or the untimed vote. So that's where we are. So you're just accepting those resignations today, and you'll have more appointments at coming meetings.
I would like to thank Supervisor Mark for her service on those boards.
Thank you.
And encourage the public, just as we had encouraged applications for the vacant supervisor position, to consider serving on those boards. I think they're a great stepping stone to learn more about the township, get to know all of us. They're also just, they serve a very important function in our community. The vacancy board is more procedural, of course, but the Human Relations Commission does all sorts of amazing work throughout the year. Diaper drives, they organize our pride flag raising that I was invited to participate in. So very grateful for all the work that you have contributed personally, and look forward to getting someone else great to serve on that board. Any other questions or comments?
I'll make the motion to accept
Thank you, Supervisor Gomez.
Patty Marks' resignation from the Vacancy Board and the Human Relations Commission.
I'll second.
Thank you, Vice Chair Coleman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries.
Okay, next item on the agenda is authorization to purchase computers. I'd like to call on Cindy King, our Financial Director, to review this item.
Thank you, Supervisor McLennan. So as part of the 2025 East Norriton budget, we allocated $13,000 for technology upgrades. We currently have $8,167 remaining in this budget line item, and are proposing to purchase 3 laptops for codes and a desktop for Parks and Rec at a cost of $5,744. We do anticipate one additional charge of $3,690 from this budget line item later in the year, toward later November, which will put us over by about $1,300. But on the bright side, we will have about $7,500 more in interest than we had anticipated, which would more than cover that additional $1,300. So what we're asking is for approval from the board to make that purchase.
Is this the only budget overrun that interest windfall is covering?
As far as I know, but I will be honest, because I am fairly new and I just started really digging into the budgetary items, I do believe there was a car that was purchased earlier this year, but that was discussed earlier in the year. So I think overall, we are probably pretty close to on target. Other than the car.
Yeah, and I know very soon, I recall that discussion, and I know very soon we'll be reviewing our budget for next year.
Yes, we have already started meeting with the department heads, so we have a little jump on that simply because this is my first year here, and I wanted to get a little jump on it.
Great. Any other questions? Anyone want to make a motion to authorize the purchase of these computers?
I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Thank you Supervisor McDevitt.
Second.
Thank you Vice Chair Coleman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries.
All right, our monthly expenditures, I'd like to call on Cindy King to review these items.
I'll jump in first, Supervisor Coleman. If you notice on the agenda, there are two expenditures. You're going to revote from last month. There were a couple issues, if you recall. We were fumbling with the right numbers and writing and different, so we went back and looked at a couple issues that we needed to look at coming before you again to just redo the numbers. They were minor changes. One of them were right, but we had a few things were transposed. So these are the correct numbers, and they were reported last month, but not all on the same sheets. So.
Thank you, Supervisor Coleman. And Mr. Hart. So for the August 26th through September 29th expenditures, we had accounts payable of $383,246.33, payroll of $631,453.04, and we have added another column to, or I should say another item to this, which is police asset forfeiture. So in July, we received a rather significant amount of money for police asset forfeiture funds, which had to do with Officer Soto, I believe, had done some work with
DEA.
Thank you. And we received over $500,000 for that work. And as part of that, we are required to spend it on law enforcement, and we are expected to track it. So just to make it easier when we have to do the reporting, we're going to track it differently, separately on here as well. And then that way you will also know that if it was a police asset forfeiture expense, it would be on this sheet of paper. So then the total with all of that for August 26th to September 29th was $1,064,224.37. And then the figures for July 22nd through August 25th, I believe these are the same figures that you had approved last month. The accounts payable were $558,539.40. Payroll, $640,744.69 for a total of $1,199,284.09. And then we also had just some adjustments to catch up from some things that had been missed previously in the year. And that was accounts payable of $248,342.72 and payroll of $8,415.40. And the adjusted total was $256,758.12.
Thank you. So just because the police asset forfeiture is new to us, well, first I'd like to thank Detective DeSoto for her service in partnership with the DEA. Obviously, stopping the flow of dangerous drugs into our communities, most importantly, but also bringing yet another windfall to our township as a reward for that collaboration. As our finance director mentioned, we can now reinvest that in law enforcement, which is fantastic. So it's great that we've already started putting that money to good use, and it's also good that we'll have the transparency to be able to see that every month in our meetings. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Anyone want to put that into a motion?
I'll put that in form of a motion.
Thank you, Vice Chair Coleman. Second.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Supervisor McDevitt. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Just Mr. Hart.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Just three quick things. Mentioning Township Day at the beginning of the month. Seems like it was a lot longer than 3 weeks ago, but it was extraordinarily successful. We thank you all for being a part of it, allowing us to do what we do and put on a great show for our residents. It was truly, by all accounts, a rousing success, and I think everyone did very well, including the vendors, which is always a good thing. Because if our vendors come in and they do well, that's, it's a win-win for everybody. If you notice down at the field house, our new multi-purpose building, behind that, we are our public works staff. We have the best public works staff in the county. They are in the process of building two tennis courts that will also double as 4 pickleball additional courts, compared to we already have 2 pickleball courts. That is motoring through right now. It's starting to pick up, so that you'll see some actual paving and everything happening very soon. And lastly, if you came in earlier, there is a breast cancer awareness pink police car out on the side here. You can take pictures with it. You can sign the pink. If you sign the white, like some people did last year, Chief Brandon said you will be arrested. Because that does not come off. True. I'm only kidding about the arrest. However, but you can see in the car all around, it's a very popular and a very important message that it sends. So that's all.
Yeah, and thank you to all of our Public Works, Parks and Recreation, every single member of the township staff, really, our police, fire police. I really enjoyed the community day. I know many of you did as well. And yeah, it does feel like forever ago.
Feels like it's winter now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would like to also say that our township staff and the other people that assisted, the big thing was we went from Saturday to Sunday, and they stepped up by coming in on Sunday then and putting on a great event. So I definitely want to thank all our township staff that helped out.
Yeah, and every year it feels like there's something new and exciting.
Or something that's put in there that is a surprise.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I think the surprise was, since we did move it to Sunday night, that some of the parents were saying, well, the kids got to get home, they got to get up for school the next day. And Mr. Hort, in his wisdom said, you know what, we're going to have a big fireworks show here, but it's going to be condensed. Usually it's a 15, 20-minute show. We condensed to what? 10 minutes?
It was 9 minutes, same amount of fireworks.
Same amount of fireworks, but it wasn't just...
I mean, the bonus one at the very end.
Yeah, it was big bang the whole way, and it was a welcome treat, so I think that was good.
People did notice. They did say, no, they did say, they were like, was that shorter than last year? I was like, for good reason.
I noticed it through a few less than pleasant comments.
That's the problem with raising the bar every
But it
year.
was the same amount of fireworks.
Yes,
So we have to do it slow and draw it out.
Yeah, the worst comment, though, I will say, was someone on whip painting, and that doesn't really.
No, we should thank the neighboring communities that assisted, and of course the residents who helped keep it a fun, peaceful affair. Thank you. All right, do your thing.
Upcoming events, Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, 7 p.m. Zoning Hearing Board meeting. Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, 7 p.m. Planning Commission meeting. And Tuesday, October 28th, 7 p.m. Board of Supervisors regular meeting. Upcoming events, Monday, October 6th, 11 a.m. Bingo. Please, 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 RSVP. Monday, October 13th, Columbus Day, offices are closed. Monday, October 20th, 11 a.m., bingo, please, 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 RSVP. And lastly, Friday, October 24th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., trunk or treat. Trunkers are needed, please register. Thank you very much.
I'll be trunking for the first time. I'm very excited about it.
I feel like I was on a hearing board now.
We'll have a bonfire again this year, right?
Yes, so we're collecting wood now.
Okay.
Yes, we are. A lot of
From residents or just like
No, from different.
official wood?
Yeah.
Okay.
pallets.
Pallets, businesses and that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Jeff goes around late at night.
Thank you. Any other citizens to be heard this evening? State your name and address.
I'll come up next. Go ahead, go.
Hi, Brenda Leon. Last meeting I asked about changing or possibly talking to PennDOT about changing the breaker tartar zones. Was the conversation started?
It was, I don't know how much the chief has gotten back. I know that there was some discussion and talking to PennDOT, but I don't know where it is yet.
Yeah, we reached out to PennDOT and began the conversation. PennDOT has to approve, so the board has to approve and then send it to PennDOT for another approval, and then they'd be able to put up the prohibition for the J breaks there.
And we've asked for a sample, what you wanted to say to make it official, but we have reached out, so we're hoping, hopefully with any luck, next meeting we'll be able to do something.
Thank you.
If I can add one other thing, only because it just came to my mind. You know, we have the nightmare, it has nothing to do with us, it's a PennDOT project with one lane at DeKalb and Germantown. The railroad is talking about closing Germantown at the end of October for 1 week at the railroad. 24/7, no cars. Our police, our chief and deputy chief have reached out and said, very nicely, very politely, are you crazy? You already have madness, right? And this is something, maybe you should really look into this and try to. As of now, they still plan to do this, but we're hoping we can talk some sanity into them and have them sober up enough to have one lane each way on one side. But that is in negotiations and we don't know where we'll end up. It's also going to happen on a township line or with Haynes.
Yeah, it's at October 26th, I think.
Yeah, the very end of October. So we're hoping that doesn't, because, I mean, anybody that drives in this township is dealing with already the horrendous PennDOT nightmare. And I'm not trying to put blame, but there's enough blame to go around. It's not a great situation. To make it worse right now, I think, is not, prudent. So we're going to do our best, but it may, apparently it's in very bad condition, right? Whatever the tracks and the surrounding cement. So we don't know. We don't want to put anybody in danger. So we're working with them. And if they can, hopefully we can get that out. But we'll follow up in the coming days and weeks.
So they have to ask permission from the state to do that maintenance work, correct?
Yeah, they really don't have to ask us anything. They notify us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, some of these people that will call because they're running the project, right? Just because they're running the project, they may be from Wisconsin. So they're not necessarily knowing what our Germantown pipe looks like.
But the state, like PennDOT knows, right?
You would think. It's not as well organized as, these are so huge. I have my own gripes because we deal with them so often, but they don't always communicate along.
Yeah, because the railroad kind of does what they want to do.
Yeah, and it's.
Yeah, but they need support to shut down a road too at the same time.
But PennDOT's rarely going to say no to that. So I will keep you updated, I just don't know where it is.
And is it both Germantown and Township at the same,
No.
Township line at the same time? They would go through, because
Yeah,
you have to
now,
the traffic.
God knows where it is now, so I can't say for sure anything. But we'll know more, and we'll publicize whatever we get, but we just don't know yet.
And this will be proposed at the end of October.
Well, one was in the end of October, one was early October, I just don't know where we're.
Yeah, they're staggering
Yeah.
throughout the area.
Yeah, because they're doing it through
All
Whitney
Yeah.
and, yeah.
Yeah, up north. We just don't know exactly where we are, so when we get it absolutely finalized, we'll put it out, but we're not completely sure yet, so.
And it's only freight trains that run on that line, correct? Not implying that is any
No,
less
right.
risky,
Yeah,
that the
right.
maintenance doesn't need to be done.
Yeah, but, and the fear is, what are those trains carrying? One of those, you know, and we're assured they're not carrying, we've been assured after the issue of white marks, that they're not carrying chemicals of this and that are dangerous. But we don't want to find out either way. So we try to stay in touch with them and work with them and have a good communication lines with them. But again, we'll have to wait and see and we'll get back to you. Sorry to interrupt, but that.
No, that's an important one, thank you.
Yeah.
Citizens to be heard?
Well, Mr. McLaughlin gets up there. Just to add on to that one more thing, if it closes, we will keep some of our staff at Station B fire. This is very important because Station B, you won't be able to get there from Station A.
Our capture will be cut down.
So there is a whole public safety fire issue involved around it. And so we're already talking about that, how we will handle that. But just so you know, we're anticipating all things possible.
Susan McLaughlin, 2926 North Whitehall Road. Two things. First of all, at the 2900 or 3000 block of Whitehall Road, there is a property there that is supposed to be developed. It was the Reisman originally was going to build a 5-story building there. There's been a sign there for some time, and now the sign is down. Is there any progress on that? Because the last time I talked to you, you said something about a builder in Whitpain.
There's a builder in Whitpain who was looking to put a few homes on there, and then backed away. So we haven't really heard anything from him. Part of it was there's a home on there that is historic.
Oh, yeah.
You know much.
Yes, I know.
And that is something that he wanted to tear down, and we went and looked at it because if it was, most developers that come and look at that property say, oh, it's falling down. So we went and actually went in and looked at it, and it's not falling down. It's not in great condition, but it's not structurally falling down. We had our engineer go out and say, and as soon as they hear that, they get a little bit antsy because
Well, it's historic.
it's historic. It's historic. So I don't know where that is yet, but you'll hear it if they come back and take it to the next level. But they did. There was some interest in it, but the home put I think.
I'll give you my business card so that you can get back to me, because I know that the residents that live across the street, we would be affected by that property.
Oh, sure.
Because it sits higher
Sure.
than ours.
Oh, yeah.
So we would get flooded out if they don't do the proper,
Oh, they would have to do it. I can tell you
a
that.
lot of stuff.
I can tell you, Krista, that there's so much.
A lot.
They would have to capture.
John would tell you that too. Yes. But anyway, the other thing is the thing that you just mentioned about the tracks. On Whitehall Road, there is a sign that's put against the property of Handy Harmon. It says, detour the next mile and a half, no traffic allowed, so on and so forth. It's been sitting there against the property for about a week.
Okay.
Then you go down towards Wawa, street is closed. Then if you go all the way down to Main Street in Norristown, it's the same kind of sign that you have at the end of Whitehall and basically Whitehall and Township Line, basically down there as far as being closed. So I don't know if that has something to do with maybe redirecting, as you were saying about the train tracks.
Yeah, I don't know. I can check on it.
Yeah.
It just may be. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that sign's been sitting there for
Yeah.
some time, and I thought it was going up. I thought maybe it might be something to do with the township, with the thing that you were talking about, the lady. But I don't know, really. But
We'll take a look at it. Yeah, I don't.
yeah, I just saw they mention it,
Yeah.
they basically mentioned it, that, I saw that the sign went down, and I thought, okay, what's going on? Basically, they don't have a tendency to really notify us too much.
Well, that property's been sitting there.
I know.
We have some people interested, and then they walk away. So then
Well, my property is the last last in the zoning, basically. So I would be the last one basically going towards the south part of it, and then another one up in the north. And that's all, but it sits so high up, if anything goes in there and they're not, doing it the right way, we could get flooded out.
Yeah, if something was in our promise, it'll do it right away, but I think that's part of the challenge of any developer trying to put something in
Oh,
there,
yeah.
is the great expense it will cost them to catch to put basins and
Oh, yeah.
catch that water, so it doesn't come down.
They have to do drainage in there. If they don't do drainage, then we're gonna be flooded out and you're gonna be in a big trouble. I heard something to do with the hospital, with the parking garage, and had all kinds of stuff, all kinds of rumors.
They haven't come here at all, so that's, yeah, we haven't heard anything from the hospital.
But all of a sudden, the sign went down, I thought, okay, what's going on? 'Cause that was up for about a year and a half, when you do people that come in and talk, and then we had talked about it before. So
Right.
that's my two things. Thank you.
All right, any other citizens to be heard? I guess I can't restrict, but I would like to invite our newest supervisor to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Supervisor Marsh. Anyone want to second that?
Second.
Thanks, Vice Chair Coleman. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.